Hello students, I hope you all are fine. So today we are going to continue with the chapter that is a story of democracy. Now today's topic I am going to discuss is the local government, that is the ideals of Panchayati Raj system and the challenges of rural system. Now Panchayat, you can basically say, or Panchayat Raj system is basically the governance by the 5 members. So this way they can distribute the democratic policies in the villages or in the Zilla Parishad and all. And this is to equalize the or initialize the discrimination on the basis of gender, caste, class and creed. So this is the way to means to equalize the discrimination in the village or grassroots level. Now let's go through some points. When the constitution was being drafted, Panchayat did not find a mention in it. So Panchayat was not mentioned in the constitution. So it was basically a time where there is a sorrow, anger, disappointment over this issue. Okay. At the same time, drawing on the rural experience, Dr. Ambedkar argued that the local elites and the upper caste were so well entrenched in the society that local self-government only meant continuing of the exploitation of the downtrodden masses of Indian society. So basically Dr. Ambedkar said that basically the local elites and the downtrodden ones need a system where they can resolve their problems very fluently. So the Dr. Ambedkar made this note. So then the concept of local government was also dear to the Gandhi too. So he envisaged each village as self-sufficient unit conducting its own affairs and saw Gram Swaraja to be an ideal model to be continued after independence. So he envisaged Gram Swaraja, an ideal model to be envisaged after independence. So it was, however, only in 1992 grassroots democracy or the decentralized government was ushered in by 73rd Amendment. So before that, after independence, there was Gram Swaraja system going on, but in 1992 the grassroots level democracy came into one point and local government emerged, and that was emerged on 73rd Amendment. Okay. Now this act constitutional status to be the Panchayat Raj institutions. This status was called Panchayat Raj institution. It is compulsory now for local government bodies in rural and municipal areas to be elected every 5 years. So rural areas and municipal areas are being elected every 5 years. So it was done after the 73rd Amendment was appointed. So this was the so let's talk about the 73rd and 74th Amendment in Constitution. So this amendment ensured reservations for 1/3 of the total seats for women in all elected offices of local bodies in both rural and urban areas. Okay. Now 17% seat was also reserved for the women belonging to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. This amendment is significant as is for the first time it elected women in elected bodies which was bestowed decision making power. So women were giving the decision making power the first time. 1/3 of the seats in the local bodies, Gram Panchayat, Village Panchayat and municipalities, corporations and district boards were also reserved for women. In 1993 and 1994 elections soon after the 73rd Amendment brought 800,000 women into the political system or single election. Now this was a big step indeed in progressing the woman. So a constitutional amendment was prescribed in a 3-tier system as a local government, local self-governance. So this was a fact about the 73rd and 74th Amendment. So the question may come from this also. Now let's discuss with the powers and responsibilities of the Panchayat. Now Constitution has given power and authority to the local self-government. Now some powers which are delegated to the panchayats are to prepare plans and schemes for the economic development, to scheme that will enhance social justice, to levy, collect appropriate taxes, duties, tolls and fees, and then it helps in the resolution of governmental responsibility, especially that of finances to the local authorities. So these were the functions: the justice, economic affairs, taxes and all. These were the and finance local authorities. These were all looked after by the panchayat. Now, social welfare responsibilities of the panchayat includes the maintenance of the burning and burial grounds, record status, birth and deaths, establishing of child welfare and maternity center, control of cattle, propagation of family planning, and promotion of agriculture activities. So these were the social welfares. And development activities include road, public buildings, well, tanks, schools. They also promoted some small cottage industries and take care of the irrigation work also. Many of the schemes such as integrated rural development program, integrated child development program are monitored by the panchayat also. So these were the functions. The main income of the panchayat was basically from the tax levied on property, profession, animal, vehicle, seizures on land revenue, and rentals. So these were the incomes. Now another panchayat is, that is the Naya Panchayat, has been constituted in some of the states, and they possesses the authority to hear some petty civil and criminal cases. They can impose fines but cannot award a sentence. This village court has been successful in bringing about an agreement amongst the contending parties. They have been particularly effective in punishing men who harass women for dowries and perpetuating violence against them. So this was a Naya Panchayat which was appointed in various states. So these were the functions of the panchayat. Now in the tribal areas also there is a rich tradition of grassroots level democracy functioning. So in Meghalaya you can say all three tribal groups like such as Khasi, Jaintis, Garos has their own tribal political institutions which has been running for hundred of years, and these political parties were fairly well developed and functioned at various tiers such as village level, clan level, and state level. So, for instance, the traditional political system of Khasi, each clan has its own council and is known as Durbar Khur, which prescribed over the clan headman. So, this was the level of Khasi. Now, though there was a long tradition of grassroots level of political institutions in Meghalaya, a large chunk of the tribal areas lies outside the provision of 73rd Amendment. So, they had their own type of political system ruling like village level, clan level, and state level. So, these were the functions or political system of the tribal groups. They were most of them was out of the 73rd Amendment. Now tribal political institutions were not only the marked by open of intolerance to women, but the process of social change has also introduced sharp distortion in the system, making it difficult to identify which is the tradition, which is not. So they has also improved themselves according to the changes in our society. So this was a political system of tribal groups. So I hope you have got the notion of the functions, policies of and 73rd and 74th amendments of the local government. Now I hope you have understood the content from this video. In the next class I will start with the pressure groups. So thank you, students.